Over the last 14 years, the Western Pennsylvania Forum for School Superintendents has become a building block for the ongoing leadership development of school superintendents. Our mission of advocating for children and youth has helped us become and remain masters of our profession. The Forum's unique partnership with the University of Pittsburgh's School of Education unites the worlds of scholarship, practice, and community. Please let us share our story with you.
The superintendency is a high calling, and it certainly is an honor and a privilege to be a part of the Western Pennsylvania Forum for Superintendents.
Well, the Forum has been a marvelous experience for me, and I wanted others to have a similar kind of experience, and I believe it's happened.
We're lifelong learners, and the Forum is truly the epitome of lifelong learning.
I have gained all kinds of friendships and camaraderie, personal connections with superintendents across the region.
So it's encouraging to just have that resource and that support from your colleagues.
Oftentimes, there aren't places where you can go to get that professional development and that leadership development outside of your schools or the universities. And the Forum has been that place for me. And certainly I leave here every time inspired, motivated, and encouraged.
The Forum for Western Pennsylvania School Superintendents was a spin-off of the Danforth Foundation's Forum for the American School Superintendent. I was very fortunate to co-chair the Danforth Forum for 10 years. And one of the executives of the Danforth Foundation came to Pittsburgh and said, "How would you like to start a forum in Pittsburgh?" And I said, "Wow, that'd be great." So we pulled together a group of foundation people in Pittsburgh, and Robert Koff from the Danforth Foundation came and talked to them, and I said, "This is really a great experience for superintendents, and we'd like to help you launch one for superintendents in Western Pennsylvania."
The Forum is an opportunity for superintendents across the region and actually half of the state to come together to just collaborate on common initiatives. And it's important for superintendents to do that because on a day-to-day basis we don't get to interact much with each other because we're each operationally in charge of our own districts. The opportunity that the Forum brings not only to the superintendent group, but it also brings importance to the region.
The Western Pennsylvania Superintendents Forum has been an extremely important part of the overall activity of the School of Education at Pitt. We sponsor and provide a home for the Forum largely because we need that connection to the master leaders of our districts around the region so that we can do the kind of work that we need to do to train the next generation of school leaders.
So many times as school leaders we focus on the training of teachers, the training of support staff, the training of our principals, but we forget about ourselves. And I think that's a tremendous error on our part, that we as the leaders of the educational institution also need to be fed from a professional development standpoint.
I think first and foremost because it was an opportunity to network with other superintendents and to learn from them. And many times we forget that there is expertise right in our backyard and right next to us, and we don't take the time to learn from each other. And secondly, having the opportunity to really learn from some experts in the field about things that you wouldn't normally see in a professional development seminar that you attended perhaps at a conference or some type of workshop. And it really stretched you as an individual, made you think about how important it is what you do each and every day to benefit children.
The mission of the Western Pennsylvania Forum for Superintendents is for each and every superintendent to be an advocate for children and youth. And that carries over to all of our school districts in terms of promoting effective teaching and learning, making sure that success is there for all students, and making sure certainly that we have good school and community relations.
I remember a forum a number of years ago where we had students from different school districts come in and talk about their experiences, and it created such an impact on us that it really helped forge for Avonworth School District a position of advocating for equity for students.
I was privileged to be invited to join the forum. At first, I, of course, agonized, as most superintendents do, over leaving the district for 6 days, once in the fall, once in the spring. I find myself wondering why I would even consider that, because once I come here, the benefits are so great, not just to me, but what I take back to the district.
What has really impacted our district was the green initiatives when we went through that. And I went back to my district and started collaborating with a couple other school districts in my county. And we are now looking at funding a sustainability coordinator. And they would run our composter. We compost all of our food scraps. Another initiative was a collaboration between our school district and the Appalachian Art Studio. We're going to build a mile-long trail, and along those trails there will be spots for kids to stop, and they can draw, carve, and do those type of things. And that's, again, a direct relation from that time that I spent here at Nemacolin, learning about the different green initiatives and going back and thinking like that.
And I think what is so important for us to remember is what our theme is and what our mission is, and that is being advocates for children and youth. And oftentimes people use those words, but I think by what we do at the forum each and every session, we live that and we focus all of our efforts on truly being advocates for children and youth.